Welcome back to the Express in Richmond on the south side of the Fraser River. Now, last weekend in Vancouver kicked off the national audition tour of the newest televised talent competition. It's called Urban Star, and it's going to be airing this fall right here on Shaw TV. But right now on the Express, we have highlights from the Vancouver auditions.
There's only a special kind of event that brings together Toronto comedian Trix and Winnipeg producer Tracy Koga.
No, let's go over there.
And that's to co-host Canada's very first televised talent competition in urban music.
What's up, people? Yeah! Why don't you check it when I was sitting in line? They looking at me like the flow is super divine. I be getting money. I know you heard Doug's spit, but have you heard Doug's wit?
I am the next urban star.
Brandon McKeon here. I'm the next urban star. You know it.
What's your name?
Sabrina.
The concept of Urban Star is simple. Contestants audition in 7 major cities before a panel of judges in the hopes of getting a golden ticket. That ticket gives them the chance at an urban music career.
Urban Star focuses on reggae, hip-hop, R&B, soca, just so many ranges of different types of music. So this show is going to expose you to a whole bunch of different artists, which I think is pretty cool.
It's the language that I think everybody speaks nowadays. In every city you find this urban music, and it's music that I think that people can relate to.
Urban Star was the brainchild of producer Chris Sharp, who says the payoff for this year's winner will be huge.
Fontana North is a branch of Universal Canada. They're going to be providing distribution for the winner across Canada. So your actual CD will be in stores everywhere. You'll be on the radio. You're going to get a music video done. You're going to get a photo shoot and actually your album recorded and be signed to Urban Star Inc.
I am outside the Shaw Studios here in Vancouver, the first official stop of the Urban Star auditions. As you can see, people have been lined up.
The Vancouver auditions drew a diverse group of performers, from traditional R&B to rap to the more unconventional folk rock.
I love the control, I love the range.
We've had the most interest from Vancouver, which to me is kind of surprising. We would think it'd be from Toronto and eastern cities, but out west here has been the biggest response.
Why would the world believe that you should be the next urban star?
Because I want to show them that I'm that girl and represent Van City.
Canada's a very multicultural country. A lot of different kind of people here, and I think we need to showcase that and embrace that as a country.
But the country will have to wait and see who made it into the top 40 this fall, when Urban Star airs nationwide on Shaw TV.
With the system, economy, in recession, poverty.
Only going to be one winner at the end of this, right?
Only one. Only one.
And all you guys are winners who came here. There's something for you to grow with.
I'm Mona Mansour in Vancouver for The Express.
Urban Star is visiting 7 major cities across Canada. If you think you have what it takes, you can go to urbanstarcontest.com to get the details. You can also watch it all unfold this fall right here on Shaw TV. Now, right now on today's Express, we're going to hit the road for the Thompson River Valley to visit a one-of-a-kind location that's part educational, part entertainment, and all parts fun.
Quality Assured Collision Road Trip is brought to you by Quality Assured Collision Services and our network of 18 auto body shops across BC.
The site you see behind me is the only place in this country, and I mean Canada, that you can dig your own fossils. And yes, you heard right, dig your own fossils. Today we're at the Maccabee Fossil Beds west of Kamloops. Getting to the fossil beds is easy. A 40-minute drive west of Kamloops in the Trans-Canada Highway, or just 10 minutes east of Cache Creek. After a short drive through the sagebrush, you then take an easy uphill hike to the beds themselves, which were established by Dave Langevin, who was the original claim holder on the site.
And it was always his dream that he was going to find a fossil claim that he could open up and share with people, and share with children, and share the love of finding fossils and keeping what you find. So he worked hard to get that dream to come alive, and so he'd been working since '91 to get it, and it's morphed into this now. So we've actually, now we do these fossil digs. We've got a road that people can walk up, and we've found hundreds of fossils.
The fossils are remarkably easy to find, bringing out the kid in everyone. So John kitted me out so I could experience the thrill of discovering my own.
You have a glove for your holding hand,
okay,
so that it doesn't get cut, or if you hit it with a hammer, all the blood will stay inside the glove and we don't have to wear your blood. We have your sandwich bag, that's what you're going to take your fossils home in.
All right.
And then we have the hammer for splitting the fossils.
And once you're all set up and ready to go, John shows you exactly where to look for your fossils.
What we are looking for are flat, smooth plates like this, and they have these delicate lines. Those are the diatomaceous mat layers. That's where the fossils are hiding.
So, armed with that knowledge, I happily chipped away at small rocks for the next half hour, eventually finding about 24 fossils I was able to take home. These fossils have been dated to about 50 million years ago, when this location was a semi-tropical freshwater lake. Today, it's a spectacular setting for this one-of-a-kind experience.
On that corner.
Yeah, that's a metasequoia.
Well, I knew coming out to the Maccabee fossil beds would be an education, and you get to see some neat old fossils and bugs and leaves and things like that, but I had no idea it was going to be this much fun and entertaining. I just want to pick up rock after rock and keep banging away. Actually, I have a rock here. Let's see if I can get something out of it, and it looks as though I have the very end tip of a little leaf. So basically you grab a rock, chip it open, and find a fossil, and if one rock doesn't have a fossil, almost guaranteed the next one will. So if you want to find out more about coming out to the Maccabee fossil beds, they're online, dll-fossils.com. So near Savannah, for the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip, I'm Kirk Fraser.
Quality Assured Collision Road Trip has been brought to you by Quality Assured Collision Services and our network of 18 auto body shops across BC.
If you find a scientifically significant fossil, it will go to Thompson Rivers University, and if it turns out that it's new to science, they just might name it after you. The fossil beds are open daily throughout July and August. You're watching The Express, and we have more local stories coming up. After the break.
So great just to think that this is the same wheel that's been here for almost 100 years.
Absolutely.
The Okanagan's SS Sycamoose.
Okay, you can keep your eyes closed, please.
The Pretty in Pink Makeover Experience.
We're helping girls make the transition from childhood to womanhood.
The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by The Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Today's generation of young people spend the least amount of time outside of any generation in human history. We need to have children out, we need to have people out in order to see the world around that allows us to live. I think something like the Sea to Sky Trail is the epitome of what we need to get people back out into the real world, to see nature as it can be, and something that we are a part of and that we must fight to protect.
Welcome back to The Express in Richmond on the south side of the Fraser River. Now, tugboats are a common sight on these waters. Sometimes you'll also see a paddle wheeler or two. And up next on this show, we're going to board the SS Sycamoose in the Okanagan Valley.
Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park.
We're on the beach in Penticton in front of one of the landmarks of that city, the SS Sycamoose. It's a beautifully restored sternwheeler from the early days of the valley. The SS Sycamoose was the largest ship in the Canadian Pacific Railway fleet in the Okanagan. She was launched in 1914 and was the epitome of luxury. Over 228 feet long, a typical round trip would leave Penticton at 5:30 in the morning and get back around 8 o'clock at night. And if you wanted one of the luxury staterooms, that would cost you an extra $2.50.
Due to the Okanagan's rugged terrain, the lake was the primary means of transportation. The Sycamoose plied its waters, carrying passengers and freight between Penticton and Vernon for over 2 decades, until the advent of railway and roads. Now visitors from all over board the Sycamoose to relive the glory days of lake travel.
This is the saloon deck, and we're heading up towards the bow of the ship here. And this is probably the best view I have to say it's the best view in the whole Okanagan Valley, actually.
This is incredible. You can come right out here, and the water completely surrounds the boat.
That's
and when
right.
you have a breeze like this, you can just imagine that you're underway.
We're actually going in reverse, though, because the wind's coming from that direction.
I won't talk about that.
but nevertheless.
I really want to do it, but I'm not gonna. The DiCaprio King of the World thing.
It's been done way too many times.
Too many times. But wow, what a view.
It's hard to believe, but this spectacular vessel was very nearly lost forever after she was retired.
Sat kind of derelict. There was probably consideration of burning it or setting it out in the lake and scuttling it or dismantling it or whatever they might have done and whatever they did to most of the other ships of this vintage.
The city of Penticton bought the Sicamous, and a society was formed to save her.
A bunch of fellas that loved the boat became involved with that, and they spent countless hours and countless hundreds of thousands of dollars in grant money and money that they raised to resurrect the Sicamous. And they did a fantastic job, and it's a beautiful vessel now.
Now the ship is welcoming passengers once again, but there's always more work to be done.
You complete the restoration, the things that you did at the early part of the restoration need restoring again, so the maintenance is ongoing and the restoration is ongoing.
This huge space is the dining room. And though it looks great now, imagine the way it was before the remodeling in 1935. It was actually an extra story high with staterooms around the outside. There'd be fully set tables with real silver and a waiter at every table. It was pure elegance.
So we're just moving from the main dining salon into the ladies' saloon here. This is where the ladies and their children would hang out and watch the shoreline go by.
I mean, the detailing here is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's I guess like you were saying, it's that sort of Titanic era sense of splendor and,
That's right.
and comfort.
Yeah, some beautiful architectural details in here.
On board, you'll find many displays of life in the early days of the last century, as well as artifacts and mementos of a bygone era. Something else you'll find is a massive scale model railroad depicting the famous Kettle Valley Railway, including a reproduction of early Penticton.
Really get a sense of the size of this thing when you start climbing around on it.
Okay, we're coming up into the pilot house here.
Oh, wow. This is great.
This is pretty cool.
Talk down to the engine room here?
Well, the engine room's on this side. That's the purser's office.
Oh,
we have an identical one over here for the engine room.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is the original ship's wheel.
Wow, that's huge.
It wouldn't be a sports car in a storm. And actually it would take the captain and the first mate to actually turn the wheel and make this thing spin.
Wow, this is incredible. It's so great just to think that this is the same wheel that's been here for almost 100 years.
Absolutely.
Steering the boat.
Yeah, all the captains have been hanging on to this.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, you're touching history right here.
The SS Sicamous is open daily throughout the summer for tours. There's also many special events that take place. For more information, visit their website at sssicamous.com. For Big Summer on Shaw TV, I'm Doug Brown.
Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park.
We've looked to the past, now it's time to look to the future. Emphasizing beauty inside and out, that was the goal of the Pretty in Pink makeover experience at Morgan Crossing in South Surrey. Today we're going to find out what the girls learned with our youth-produced segment, Gen Y.
Bring the beauty from inside out. That was the purpose of the Pretty in Pink workshop held at Morgan Crossing.
Pretty in Pink is the ultimate makeover experience. We're helping girls make the transition from childhood to womanhood. And we're hiring professional makeup artists, stylists, and a photographer to come and help the girls look their best. So at the end, they get an 8x10 photograph of themselves looking like basically fashion models. They've selected from wardrobe, they've had their hair done, they've had makeup, and at the very end, they get picture perfect.
Okay, you can keep your eyes closed, please.
Even though it is fun to get dressed up and wear makeup, we learned today the importance of being age appropriate. So can you tell me a little bit about this outfit?
Yeah, so the outfit, the top, the tunic, and the tights come from Muse Social Fashion House, which is up at Morgan Crossing here. So the top is from BB Dakota. It's really simple, lightweight, it's got great fabric, great hand, and then the tights are just simple black tights, and we have a bandeau, black bandeau underneath, and it's kind of a great outfit. As you know, feathers are totally huge right now in this season, so some great feathers, simple silver chain, and it just kind of spruces up the outfit a little bit.
And how did you get involved in the Pretty in Pink event that's happening today?
I thought that the concept was great. I thought that it was really good to kind of speak to girls that are younger and perhaps that don't know about fashion and makeup, and kind of get a insight from more expertise people. And then we kind of all collaborated together, and here we are today.
Do you have any tips for teen girls?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, a lot of people are really on budgets these days, which is totally understandable. So I would say try to utilize what you have in your closet and perhaps kind of implement some new accessories. Like we did here, we threw on a great new necklace, and then you're kind of good to go.
For most of the teen girls, they have acne problems, and then they try to hide it with a lot of makeup, which I think it's very bad for skin. So you first try to fix your skin, then go for a very good high quality makeup, good concealers. Don't go for cheaper brands because it's not going to be good for your skin.
We do have some formal looks back here, so actually, Helen, I think this one would look stellar on you.
I've got my hair, I've got my makeup, and my wardrobe. Now I'm ready for a photo shoot. This is Helen signing out for Gen Y and the Express.
Gen Y is brought to you by Auditions, Surrey Community Services Society.
Gen Y is a Shaw TV Access segment. The youth reporters are all volunteers, and you can also watch for their full half-hour Gen Y show that airs right here on Shaw TV. You're watching The Express, and it's time now for our Cultus Lake Big Summer Spotlight on local events. You can join in the ultimate celebration of music, food, and culture. The Surrey Fusion Festival features more than 40 international and local artists, along with a fusion of 30 pavilions and exhibitors. In its 18th season, the Enchanted Evening Concert Series is a Vancouver favorite. Set in the indoor and outdoor spaces of the garden, a variety of music genres will be heard, from African, folk, gospel, jazz to fusion. This tournament showcases the world's top fast-pitch players and is one of the largest women's-only sporting events hosted in BC for 2011. That's it for today's Express from Richmond. We're going to leave you with an ongoing outdoor public art exhibit. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.